Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Sun's just come out, but we've had quite a bad downpour of rain. When I was down at the allotment, when I was going to start the update, I've been absolutely run off my feet today and yesterday, so I thought, I can't do a video in that. So I thought I'll come back home. If it stops, I'll give you a quick walk round and a talk about what I'm hoping to do in the garden this winter with regards to making it a bit of a tropical oasis. So it's only going to be a short one today, but I'm a creature of habit. I put things up at certain times and I like to keep up to it, and I know some of you do wait and want to watch these, so I didn't want to let anybody down. So this is just going to be a short one, but it will give you an idea of what I'm hoping to achieve by this time next year. So, as I mentioned to you before, my garden is on 3 levels. The one where you are now, and then this middle level, and then down to here on the 3rd level. So I've mentioned in the past, we're sort of southwest facing. So this is the top level. This is where we get all the sun. The sun rises over this side early doors in the height of summer, and then it sets all the way to the other side of that parasol there. So this is a really nice baked sun deck on a good sunny day. Obviously there's a bar there. All the cushions have been taken in because that bloody downpour came, but luckily enough my daughter did it for me, so we're okay. So this top level will just be a case of sitting, chilling, doing whatever. But it's when we come down to here. Now, as you can see, you go straight down here. This hedge has grown in quite well. If you remember that I did that early last year, it started to grow in quite well. It's just a mile a minute, and then there's a Montana that goes up the back here. And that's just going to get better and better, and each week all I do is I just shape that up so that it doesn't intrude too much on the path. But as you can see down at the bottom there, I've taken out a couple of my cannas from the beds, which you'll see shortly. But behind that canna is some ferns, and I call it the fern bank. There's just 3 ferns in there that sort of shield the view down on to the 3rd level. And you might just be able to hear the little barrel water feature that we've got that's hidden away. But one of the things that I'm thinking of doing, and again it's only my thoughts, is actually removing that fern bank and just opening it up a little bit, so that you can see through to where the pond is, well, the water feature, and then onto the planting that'll go beyond it. The more tropical plants. So that's a thought, just so that it carries your eye through. But I've had these ferns for quite a while, and you know, I know they're not really good for moving, so I'm gonna give it some serious thought. But as you can see, you know, they run right the way around to that side. So this part here is where I want to get, you know, this tree, which is my magnolia. I'll turn it round here. My magnolia creates that enclosed feeling, and what I've started to do already is I've taken out all the cannas that were in, and I've put in what I call sort of base plants that are going to give me that tropical sort of look. So we've got some calla lilies here, and I'm hoping to get another couple for in here. These are low growing ferns, so they're going to stay. That potentilla is a lovely shrub, and I love it, and I don't really want to move it, so I'm going to keep that and just shape it in. But what's the bones of the garden is going to be these bananas. So I've got one that's going to be there. There's going to be a banana just over there, and then I've got this big one on the corner. And then in here I want to introduce 3 or 4 key plants. So Tetrapanax, something that gives you that lush sort of jungly feel. I've got it left all open like this now because I do have a bindweed problem. So what I'm hoping for now is that bindweed before the end of this season starts to show, and I'm going to treat that. And I am going to use a dreaded weed killer, but at the end of the day, I've got to get on top of it before I get, you know, this planting in. At the back there, I think it's a begonia. I'm going to move that. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm going to move it because that can form one of the plants that will go on the front there. Now, down here is where we're going to see the most of the change, because as you come down into the garden, you do have that sort of sunken down feeling. So we've already got a Trachycarpus doing its thing there. I've just planted at the back there an Acer, which I'm hoping that'll go up into that gap. I've got a cordyline that's going to come down here somewhere. It's probably not in its right position there. Again, the key theme again will be the banana. I have another one there that's going to come up, and there's also one there, and then there's my tree fern here, which I thought I'd lost. So I'm really pleased about that. That monstrosity is going to get taken down, and that's going to get built up with bigger rocks. So these are a little bit small, so I'm going to make a proper feature that'll wrap all the way around there. And then this area here, because this Trachycarpus here, there's not much that will grow in there. So what I'm thinking is the begonia that's up there, I'm going to bring down here because this one seems to like it. So I'm thinking of putting that in there. That throws up some nice little red spikes of flowers, and it does look nice. And these cannas, 2 of them are in pots. One will get dug back up, and they're going to go back down to the allotment for overwintering. But as you get down here, you start to see, even now it feels closed in. We've got a lilac there, which I'm debating. That might come out. It might not stay in that. And then this tree, Robinia, is a lovely tree. So it gives you that enclosed feeling already. At the back, we've got the Fatsia that's looking really nice now. It's started to get in. And also then, this is the banana that was outside the shed down on the allotment. And it's loving it there. Now what I'm going to do is the centre of this. I'm not going to reveal too much just yet, but there's going to be a serious feature that's going to go in here, and I'll reveal more once I've got all the plans. But it's going to be a self build, and it's going to really give the garden that tropical feel. So yeah, so the top banking there in front of the hot tub, that'll all be planted up. And what I'd really like from everybody is any good plants that will survive winters over here, maybe with a little bit of protection, that you might know that will fit that tropical theme. I mean, there are some other shrubs that you can get that are hardy but look the part, but not necessarily tropical. So if anybody's got any ideas, it'd be great if you could, drop me a note in the comments, because it's something that I've not done before. It's not something that I don't know too many sort of tropical plants. I've been watching 1 or 2 YouTube channels, and I've got to say I'm really, really impressed. There's some absolute belters. But I just think in here, if I just bring you down a little bit, it really does sort of give you that enclosed feel. So once I've done the measurements for what's going to go in here, I will reveal all. And while it's been installed and done, I'll keep you updated on it. But yeah, I just think that a tropical feel would be really good. Now this is the fern bank here, and all I'm thinking is let's just see if we stand back here. If as you're coming down, you can just see there where the corridor and the steps are. If you're coming down, all this will be nicely planted with tropical type plants, and I think it'll be a nice vista as you come down the stairs to see it. So I'm thinking of maybe leveling that off and putting some low growing stuff in there just to give it, just give you a little bit of a view through. There are different types of Fatsia, and I've seen one with a more serrated edge. So I'm thinking of something like a Fatsia just on the opposite side of where that Fatsia is, just below the bamboo that's in my neighbour's garden, and that'll just bring that in a little bit, and then, as I say, get some low growing stuff here and then build it up. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. These are some of my dahlias that I took, some of the cuttings. And there's some of the cannas that have been potted up. They're going to go back down, and I'm going to divide those and increase my stock, because the big cannas will be able to drop in, you know, on this top level here, and also mixed in down on the bottom as well, just to carry that splash of red right the way through. There won't be too much colour. It'll be more foliage, more different shades of green. That's what I'm thinking. I've got a picture in my mind, but it's getting it down on paper and then getting it down on the ground that's going to be the difficult thing. Right. Well, I can't believe that I've managed to do that little clip without any of the grandchildren running in and disturbing me. There's literally, they're about 3 meters the other side of that fence. So yeah, they're the plans. And as I say, I'm not au fait with tropical plants. You know, I want big, luscious foliage. I want stuff that's winter hardy, if possible. I mean, I don't mind protecting the odd plants. Obviously, the bananas will get wrapped and things like that. But if anybody's got any good suggestions, the more the merrier. I can do my little bit of research, and then hopefully in the next 3-4 weeks I'll start to look at a plant list, and then start to look at a layout, and then start to look at the little bit of a construction that I've got to do in the bottom to really give it that sort of tropical jungle feel. Anyway, listen, I've taken up much of your time. I know it's completely different to what we normally do. There's been no veg, no allotment, no nothing, but you know, the weather and work conspired against me, so rather than miss, I just thought I'd give you this little update. But hopefully we'll be back to normal on Sunday. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your lovely comments, and if you've not subscribed, hit that button, and please send your suggestions. It'd be appreciated. So take care and happy growing. Cheers. That's grand, is that? Hot tub time.